Good day. Today, I just wanted to share something that a lot of people struggle with. And that is, who do you listen to? Because there are so many people that tell you things, and it's too many voices. Let's take, for example, how to get rich, how to start a business, how to lose weight. Any topic you want to pick, people will tell you this is the way to do it. But who do you listen to? The same with parental alienation. They would tell you so many different conflicting things. Let me give you an example. Uh, let's say you talk to a cancer doctor. They will say, don't eat tomatoes because it causes cancer. The acid causes cancer. Then you talk to an equally qualified doctor and he tells you something else. He say, no, 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 no. You should eat more tomatoes, especially canned tomatoes, because they have much more lycopene in them, which is very good for prostate cancer. So, who do you listen to? And I can talk a whole seminar just on who to listen to, but I'm trying to keep it short so that people can get an idea of us. But I'm just going to scratch of the surface. So, you have three types of people that can teach you something. The one cut corners. What they tell you is overly simplistic. It's those type of people that they sweep it under the carpet or under the rug. They cut corners, so it's very simplistic. Then you get complexity. Now, the people that are in the complexity, their lectures are usually very boring. You fall asleep because they don't quite get it yet, but they have to teach it to other people. And you've probably been in a class like that. And then on the other side, you get the masters that have mastered what's in the complexity, and now they can teach you that. And that's the type of people you need to listen to because they took a very long topic, all the details, all the stuff, and then they condensed it down and then they give it to you. But most people, they don't have the time to learn all those details. And they say, no, 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 I don't want the full story. I just want the summary. But the guy already gave you the summary. Now you want to strip it of all its usefulness and then say, no, it doesn't work. That's why scientists and inventors are usually so far ahead, and people think they are crazy because they don't understand what this person is trying to tell them. So they took the very long portion, they made the summary, and then they give it to the people, but the people couldn't comprehend it. They wanted an even shorter summary. So to give you an example of that, somebody knock on my door and we have a conversation and they walk. And you ask me now, what did those people or person want from me? And I said, no, they wanted food and I couldn't give it to them. So now I'm giving you that short piece that I know you want because that's what everyone wants because they're too busy. They want that short, no nonsense portion, but that doesn't exist. But they want it, the magic bullet, the magic pill. So I say that person wanted food and I couldn't help them. They said, no, no, but you do have food. See, because they cut off all the detail that I needed to tell them. So now they said, but you have bread and you have canned beans. Why didn't you give that to them? That's food too. So, yeah, but they wanted a roasted chicken. I didn't have roasted chicken. So I had to give you more details, but I don't know what type of details you need. So then when people ask me, how did I become so intelligent, smart? How do I know so much about so many different topics? It's because I look for experts in that field that can give you a summary. That's like the math teacher. Many people say I struggled with maths for so many years, and then I got this teacher, and he showed me, and it started to click for me, and I could understand maths. Whatever topic. So those are the type of people you need to listen to, but they are very rare because the people in the complexity, they struggle so much to understand that topic themselves, but now they want to teach it to you. And many times they don't stick around long enough because they don't understand it. Now they want to go learn another topic. So they didn't become a master. And you see that even in school, grade one, they didn't master the basics, but they get passed through. They get a participation trophy. Grade two repeats the same thing. So they miss a lot of basics, and then in and other places that I know of, the college or the university, they have to teach extra classes. One college, for example, have a math class, grade 3 maths for people that allegedly passed grade 12. They learn French for years, but they can't speak French. So anyway, what are the basics didn't they learn, and then they just get passed, and now suddenly they have a badge and they have authority over other people, and they want to throw their weight around. So what are you going to do about it? The first thing is you don't have the money to go to all the experts to see if they are oversimplified or still in the complexity, or on the other side of complexity, that's simplifications. You don't have the money to do that. Some people do, but most people I know, they don't. And then they try a lot of things, and then they get stuck in the complexity because they don't know who to listen to. So anyway, what I do, which make me very different than all the other teachers that I've seen in this space for parental alienation, is that I teach you on the other side of complexity. I teach you the little things. I can teach you all the details too. So if I give you the summary and you still don't understand it, we can go very deep. Where most of the people, and you see this very, very easily, or at least for me, it's very easy. When you go to some of these sovereign citizen groups, they will tell you a story that sounds so great. And then you just ask them a few questions. How do you implement this? Who do you know that we can point to? Now, if your method works so great, who is alive today that we can say, okay, that person use the same method. Might not be my method, but so and so used the method, that person used the method, and this person used the method, and they all became billionaires. Now, why can't we show people that took your method and then became successful? So my strategy or my style is to teach people not necessarily what I did, because let's say I have to dig a hole, or I show you how to dig a hole. Now I dug a few holes and I can teach you out of experience, but I've never been in an accident, for example. But somebody else that was a teacher, was in an accident and is a teacher like that, I can show you, here's his course. Just listen to this guy. Same thing. even if I made mistakes, let's say I made the mistake and it had horrible consequences. Now I can tell you what mistake I made, and then I can tell you some other teacher that had, if I just knew what these guys knew back then when I made the mistake, I would have saved years of frustration and time and effort, but I didn't know about them. So now I might be 1 or 2 chapters ahead of you, but how long does it take you to go through all those chapters on your own? So now what I do is I can show you this guy, this is the method that they used, and you can watch the original video there, or you can buy the course there. Then another topic that we need to address is that there are 2 types of people that say they are alienated. The one group is really alienated. There's false allegations made against them, and they didn't do that thing. And then it's like the telephone game you played as a child. You say something in one person's ear, they say it in somebody else, and the message never gets to the other side. So let's imagine you're 100% innocent and you tell 100% the truth. There's no way that message is going to get to the other side without a problem. Somebody is going to mess it up in the meantime. We've all played that game. We know that is how humans work, even if it's the most honest person. So let's say you get arrested for something you didn't do. Now you think you're innocent, you have nothing to hide. And then you play along with the person. You answer their questions. For example, they say, can we search your car? You say, yeah, I have nothing to hide. Search my car. Now they discover some pills or needles that fell out of your friend's pocket when you were giving them a lift last night. You didn't see that. Now the cops say, no, we found these drugs on you. You were in possession. It's your car. No, it's not mine. It's my friend. No, it's in your possession. So there's no upside for you to talk to other people about your business. If you did nothing wrong, that's why you have a Fifth Amendment right in America. You have a similar right in Canada. Because the judges know this, and the law is designed, they will make many guilty people go free because they want to protect that one innocent person that was really innocent. But now, if you work together with whoever, if it's a social worker or a police officer, and you're 100% innocent, and they misremember something, or they, like that telephone game, they didn't understand something because you were talking about something and they think it's something else. Now you have another witness against you. And now people say, look, but family court is corrupt. There's a lot of people there that want to help you. They really want to help you. They just don't have the tools because the truth don't get to them. And now you have all these witnesses against you. So how on earth is any innocent person supposed to go through that without a mark? Because there's another phenomenon that happened, is that now you play along. Let's say it's a social worker and she has daddy issues, or you're a woman and there's somebody that's biased against women. We don't know what's going on. Or maybe they are innocent and now they tell you, they just add something that puts you in a bad light. Now you have another person against you. So now they give you something to do. Okay, you must do this parenting course. and then you can see your children. You must do this and that and that and that. And then the more you do, lots of times, the more you have to do. Because now, while you were doing that, then suddenly they discover there's other things. And the more hoops you jump through, now they can go to their boss and say, see, I made all this progress. Progress. Because we didn't check his parenting skill. We ask about random psychological analysis and psychiatric assessments and stuff that has nothing to do with parenting skills. But we made progress. But the other person that keep quiet, usually the argumentative ones, and they don't want to work together, but they are polite about it because their public persona is so different from the private persona. And then the social worker don't want to be the pushy one. They don't want to be confrontational. The mental health workers, they don't want to be confrontational. So there's nothing that they can do with that person. So they have to focus on you that is willing, or you that are willing to go through hoop after hoop, because you're the easy target. The other one's not doing anything. Anyway, I hope that help you and give you some ideas. And so our deluxe bundle is about, it's a curated course. So I'm not one of those people that are ego driven and say my stuff is the best. Because who should you listen to? There's not just one person that knows everything. There are a lot of people that have good answers, and sometimes one or two of their things are, you can tweak because somebody else got better results because they tweaked it. But you wouldn't know, and you have to spend all this time and effort to try and figure out now, well, who can I listen to? So when you sign up for the deluxe course, you get all of that. We save you years of failure and frustration trying to figure out what should we do. When you have a call with one of the parents on the program, they can tell you, okay, you need this. Go find it here in the course. And we also work on a system where I teach you to teach somebody else, because you learn much better when you teach something. But we have a safeguard in it. When I teach you, I'm there, so I can hear when you make a mistake or when you didn't understand something fully. Because you never ask somebody, do you understand? Because the way they understand it might not be what they need. So the level of understanding might be different. So now you show them, put it in practice, do it. I remember what I said about point to somebody that can actually do it. So now don't just parrot it, because creativity is much more important than memory. You must learn how to do it in the moment, in the court. So by the time that you get to the court to present your case, you've done it over and over so many times. It's just going to be natural, second nature to you. It's like a doctor that operates or do surgery on cadavers. You before you go work on other life cases, same like a boxer. They box against somebody before they go to the ring. Same with salespeople. They call a lot of friends and family and practice their sales skills. Practice. So in the same way, now we're in an environment where you do court rehearsals over and over, just like a lawyer. So the lawyers do it too. They have mock trials. So everybody practice before they go do something. But a lot of parents, they want to be like Rambo. They want to show up in court and then ta 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 ta. And then the court say, you have anger issues. They don't realize you have PTSD and you struggle uh, to cope because there's just so much going on against you. You just ta 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 ta, like Rambo firing here from the hip, and it's not making any progress. And then you need somebody to come in to come talk to the guys and say, no, 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 PTSD. Remember Rambo, that chief came flying in with the helicopter and extracted him because the other guys didn't listen. Rambo, go. He said, okay, I'm giving myself up. Don't shoot. What? They shoot on him. So what are they expecting to happen? Same way, many parents come to us. They go in innocent. I've talked about it just previously. I have nothing to hide. Go through my stuff. Then all of a sudden, they find stuff that they can exaggerate, or maybe it's somebody else's stuff like that, drugs and stuff that I talked about. And now suddenly they pin it all on you. And you just, it's not going to help you. We have to get you to a place where we can calm down. Now, as part of package for the deluxe bundle, we teach you how to take better care of yourself so that you can reset your nervous system. Now, like I said, I'm not the expert, but I know a boatload of people personally, but also courses and books that's much better than these guys that is trying to tell you something that they don't understand because they're still trapped in the complexity. On the other side of simplicity, there's a whole new world. Things just flow for you. I'll give you an example. My neighbors, the one day I go out of the door and she said, you know, my husband's so angry. I said, no, what? What happened? Yeah, your strawberries are doing so much better than ours. He's taking pictures and showing other people. This is what we need to do. But when I first started planting, it didn't look very conventional because uh, I was implementing what somebody taught me. And you'd never hear of these guys because they don't have egos and they might have a book or a course, but they're not necessarily good salespeople. These guys that are in the complexity, they hire good salespeople. And give you another example, Windows and Linux. Windows have so many problems. There's always viruses and stuff, but Linux much more stable. And as a matter of fact, one of the banks in South Africa just use Linux because it's cheaper. And because it's so cheap, they don't have the money to do marketing. The same with these guys. They just want to help people. They give them the best at a very good price, and now they don't have enough money to market it like these other guys in the complexity with their long stories. And then you think maybe it's going to help someone. Give you another example. We talk. Let's take the topic of evolution because you get a lot of people that. Now, we talk about evolution, there are 6 definitions, but the one is uh, macroevolution, where they think that one being evolved into another being. For example, they will say that the whales have these vestigial legs because small bones that they show uh, to children in the textbooks. And then when you go talk to a marine biologist, they say, no, those people don't know their anatomy. That's part of the reproduction glands. We don't have that proof that they are looking for. They should go to somebody else, microbiologists or the physicists. Same thing happened. Now you go report a social worker where she does something wrong. to the social worker registration board, or you report them to the ombudsman, or you report them to the police. Then doesn't matter which one of the three you pick first, they will tell you what somebody else can do, one of the other three that you didn't go. And then you go to them and then they say, no, 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 we can't do whatever those other guys said. Because they're in the complexity, they don't know what they can do. And now you that have PTSD and are under duress trying to help your children, now you're supposed to learn the law and their codes of ethics and how to report them properly. So you can either stay stuck in the complexity or you can join the deluxe bundle where we give you all of that stuff. Now, it's not necessary that you do it. You can figure it out. The books and stuff are on the internet. You can go read all of them and see which ones they are if you have the time and want to put in the effort. And but your child is not going to stay 12 years forever. If your child is older than 12, your time is almost up. Uh, if your child is younger than 12, you have 75% of the time that a parent will ever spend with their children. Now, left. That is if you had the whole 12 years. So every second counts because the more time you go through all these boxes of complexity, the less space you have or time you have to actually implement what is implementable from the simplistic box. So which box do you want to take from? The oversimplification, the complex box, or on the other side of complexity where you can take it, point to people and say, this guy did it, that guy did it, that guy did it. So if I know if I know how to cook, I don't need recipes. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you know how to fight, you don't need strange moves. You can pick one and you use that move over and over and over. Give you an example. In China, there's the Shaolin monks. So now they come travel in America. And one of them say, no, he doesn't want to go back to China. So a person with a black belt say, but you can come stay with me on condition that you teach me the secrets of the Shaolin. And he speaks through an interpreter, and interpreter speaks back. He said, the master say, he would love to teach you the secrets. But he didn't use the word secrets. He said punch. I'll show you how to throw a punch. And the guy speak to the interpreter. He said, no, 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 no. I don't want to know how to throw a punch. I want to know the secrets. And back and forth. And the master would like to show you how to throw a punch. And eventually the guy said, no, but I have a black belt. I've been doing martial arts for so long. I don't want the basics. I want the advanced stuff, the advanced. And the master still say, I would like to show you how to throw a punch. And then seeing that this guy get so frustrated, the master smile and the interpreter say, the master want to see your punch. So he tells him, he lights a candle and he said, stop a few inches, 2 inches or what, from the flame. And he said, okay, let's just get it over with. And he said, but what type of punch do you want? And he said, no, I know all of these punches. And he rattled them off. He thinks he knows all of them. in the boxes of complexity. You think he knows all of them. Master say, pick one, simple, easy, pick one. And he said, okay, he throw a punch, stop perfectly, perfect control, very impressed with himself. And the master say, very impressed with your punch. Now the master will show you his punch. So he stopped a foot and a half from the flame, and the flame goes out. And the guy said, yeah, that's what I want to learn, the secret stuff. And the interpreter said, that is what the master wanted to tell you. So when I give you the summary that comes from the box on the other side of complexity, you might not understand it because you think about a punch and I'm talking about a punch. But when these people talk about the punch, that's the punches that we all know about. And you get lots of different kinds of punches. Now, yeah, you also get lots of different kinds of punches. But if you haven't mastered one, what does it matter? This side, you're going to learn how to master one punch so that you can go rescue your children out of that house of that's on fire. You can't spend your time learning all the apps, all the punches, all the kicks, all that stuff. You just need one to go get your children. It's like you don't need the love and approval of all the women in the world in the complexity box. You don't need the love and affection of 50 women in the world. Maybe if that's your type of thing. But most people just need one stable relationship. That's enough for them. So you don't need to go through all the complexity and all that stuff. Just one. But anyway, sign up for that program. We're doing a beta testing now. And if you sign up, we can screen you. And then if you qualify, you can come on the course with us for free because there are some terms and conditions. You can show us how to make it even better so that we take this on the other side of complexity and make it even better. And then we launch it as a final product that other people can join. And by that time, then you can also teach other people and the skills will become unconsciously competent so that you can wake up 3 o'clock in the morning and defend your children. Thank you so much. My name is Yanni, and I really enjoy staying in this box on the other side of complexity because it just made my life so much easier. Now, you don't have to join me there. You can stay in the box with the complexity. It's your choice. I just come give you the red pill and blue pill. You can pick the red pill and I'll take you all the way.